Usually people who get canceled are canceled for good reason and are being held accountable. Well, it depends. I feel like it's half and half. It depends. Like, for example, I would say a lot of the times I feel like if guys are canceled for like sexual things, probably has some truth to it. Maybe, maybe not. It depends. Like if there's multiple, if it's just one person, it's hard to say, right? But like there's a lot of things people get canceled for that like I just don't agree with, right? Like when people say horrible shit like 5 years ago, and when I say horrible shit, I don't mean like fucking vile. I mean like they fucking said the F word or just some crazy shit like 5 years, or when they were kids, or like when they were like 12 or like even like 18 or 21. Like honestly, the reason I have a problem with it is because it almost seems to me like people are kind of acting like reality isn't reality. And what I mean is like, yeah, people that do really fucked up shit or really bad people should be held accountable. But wait, can I discover what this dungeon is just by walking up to it? But like, end of the day, man, I feel like there's so many things that people get really mad at people for. And like, if I just genuinely look at what they're doing, it's like, bro, that's what literally every single one of my friends did when they were a kid. And that's literally like I was saying crazy shit on COD lobbies and Xbox Live. Like, dude, if you could pull my Xbox Live voice comms from when I was a kid on the Xbox 360 and Modern Warfare 2, like, I'd be canceled so fast, dude. I was saying the most vile shit. The only thing I didn't say was the N-word. Like, literally everything else, though. Like, just crazy, probably sexism. And I wasn't even sexist. I just was crazy because I was a little kid. Like, just the most heinous, unbelievable shit ever, dude. I was like, I fucked your mom, yo. Like, like, dude, like, your dad's a little fucking bitch. Like just crazy shit, dude. Like, just defaming their families, their honor, everything. Absolute asshole, right? But it's like, I don't know. It's because it's like you were a kid. I don't know, man. It depends though too. But I mean, also if someone's just being an asshole and they get canceled, like for example, if someone doesn't call someone else their pronouns and they get canceled, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like I mean, if you want me to call you pronouns, I would always respect that. And I think people should respect that, but I don't give a fuck if someone doesn't. Like, I'm not going to sit here and cancel someone just because they didn't call someone else their pronouns. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? I'll call you your pronouns. I think people should, because you should treat people with kindness and respect. Like, that's what you should do for other human beings. But if you don't, I'm not going to fucking whine about it. Like, you know what I mean? I can't control you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a bigger issue with people that get mad at people for not doing what they want them to do. It's like, nah, bro. It's like, just ignore them. Like, if someone's being an asshole, like, for example, let's say like your pronouns are Z or whatever. Like if you ask someone to call you Z and they don't do it, they're an asshole. Just forget about them. Like it's not some big thing. Like for example, like if I was like, if someone doesn't respect me, I don't go crying to everyone. I just go, damn, that guy's a fucking asshole. Fuck you, bro. And I just move on with my life, right? Like my problem is just that everyone thinks they're like so special nowadays, man. They deserve like all this respect and like everyone thinks they're like the king of the island and they should be treated a certain way, but for some reason, you know, like basically they think everyone should treat others how they want everyone to treat others. But when someone else disagrees with that, they're like, no, you're wrong. Fuck you. You know, it's like this weird thing. I don't know. Society's just, it's a little much nowadays, you know? Usually, oh, sorry. I already read that. But usually people don't care enough to do stuff about it. Yeah, no, I mean, but what I'm saying is like, I feel like in most cases you should. Like if someone assaulted someone, yeah, then you should talk about it. Like if a guy assaulted a girl, yeah, then fucking cancel and throw him in jail. Yeah, then you speak out and like that kind of stuff, yes. But if someone was just mean to you or like I have a problem when people complain like, oh, this person was looking at me the wrong way, or they didn't like me because of my gender or skin color or something. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, did they come up to you and say that? Or are you just like mad because like of some extraneous fact? Like that's the stuff that I don't like, because I think it takes away from like what I would consider bigger issues. And that's fine. I mean, everyone has an opinion on what they think are big issues, right? Like some people can be like, well, I think that for me, that is a big issue, and that's totally fine. But here's my problem. I have big issues too. I don't shove them down your throat, right? Like I have big issues with like, I'll give you an example. A super big issue that I don't just shove down everyone's throat. I think everyone that was shitting on Cyberpunk is fucking manic crazy. And I think they're fucking crazy people, and absolutely it's absurd what they did to those developers. Even though yes, they deserve a ton of hate, it was way overboard. And that's just obviously a very light example. But I don't go around just fucking complaining about that every fucking single day. You know, I'm not on Twitter like, oh my God, cancel everyone's being mean to them. It's like, I just move on, bro. It's down on the ground, Frank. I mean, if they don't have, oh yeah, thank you. I found it, Matcha. I mean, if they don't have, they don't do it in a hateful, violent way, then it's okay. Yeah, in fact, I would agree with violent. If someone does something violent, yeah, then you gotta fucking stop that shit. I mean, you can't do something violent like that. That's fucked up. But if someone does something hateful, I don't even mind that. Like for example, if someone's like, it depends on the circumstance, right? But if someone's just being hateful, like if you're like, my pronouns are Z and V or whatever, right? And someone says, haha, fuck you, bitch, I'm not calling you that. Guess what? I'm gonna think you're even more of a bitch than that person if you go on Twitter and complain about it. Because like, just forget about him. That person's a loser. Like, no one's gonna like him. They're an asshole. People are gonna not respect them. Just forget about it. Like my problem is, like, I don't know. And it's just on a case-by-case basis, right? Obviously, there's cases where, yes, you should speak up, and yes, someone should get put in their place, right? But I don't know. Like here's my problem. Instead of canceling those people, why don't we just treat them with the respect that you want? So, for example, right? Let's say you were Z and V, like the example we've been giving, and you want respect, but someone's not giving it to you, right? You say, please call me Z and he, or Z and V. I know you don't agree with it, but please just call me that. Like, that's really what I want to be called. You know what? Like, what I would do and what most well-adjusted people would do is they say, no problem. I'll totally do that. Like, you know, even if I don't believe in that, totally will do that because I respect you and like, and thank you so much for being cool about it. But let's say you meet an asshole that's like, nah, fuck you. Fuck you, you little bitch. Like, I ain't calling you shit. You know what I mean? Well, in that case, how come you get to treat them without respect and not get mad about it? How come you can get mad at them and not treat them with respect? How come they can't have the opinion that they don't want to say that? And you can have the opinion you do, and you can disagree. How come they have to conform to your opinion? They might be being an asshole about it, and I would say they're probably in the wrong, because I think if someone just wants to be called something, that's fine. Just call them that, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, why do you have the right to be mad that they don't agree with you, but they don't have the right? Like, that's my problem. And you could argue, but they're in the wrong because blah, blah, blah. But okay, but it doesn't matter because they're human and they have feelings. Like, I think the appropriate response is don't cancel them. Don't freak out. Just say, hey man, I hope you grow up, or I hope you get better, and just move on. Because at the end of the day, most people aren't like that. Most people are nice and caring. And I know it doesn't seem like it if you look on Twitter and social media and watch the news. But the funny thing is, if you just talk to people in real life, you know, most of them are going to be really chill about it. So I think like going forward with a good foot and being kind and respectful to others and understanding their side as well is important, man. I don't think we should just look to both sides and be like, these guys are crazy. You know, the other side is wrong and idiots and bigots and then the other people are like, these people are pussies and I'm not calling them this shit, right? It's like both sides just need to just understand each other more, right? And I think to do that, the first step to do that is both sides need to just not be so fucking adamantly against each other. Like, you know what I mean? You need, like, if someone says, I'm not calling you Z, you got to be able to be like, okay, that's totally fine. Like, for example, I want to be called fucking King, bro. I wish I could be called King, boys. But, like, that doesn't mean people have to call me King, right? If I say, can you call me he doesn't have to. Someone can say, nah, you're a she, bitch. You know what I mean? And I'd be mad. I could fight them if I want. But, like, at the end of the day, it's like, I think the better response would just be like, okay, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like, I'm just going to move on, right? I don't know. If you purposely do it to be respectful, it's not okay. Yeah, I mean, purpose, intent. That's a good point, Mach. I think intent has a lot of, I see what you're saying. Like, the intent of it matters a lot, but I think it depends too, right? Because a lot of people are just going to try and get others' head. And I'm telling you, dude, I'm telling you, man, if someone's trying to get in your head, like if you want someone to respect you and they're trying to get in your head and they're not doing it, bro, the best response is to just forget about it and just move on, because then they're going to feel like an asshole. It might take 5 or 10 years, but they're going to look back and feel like an asshole and they'll learn. But if you treat them without respect and just keep shitting on them and canceling them, then they're just going to become more vindictive, more pissed. And then they ain't going to be sorry, right? Because they're going to be fucking mad. People just got to look at both sides, right? And understand. And there's certain situations where no, like if someone assaults someone, that's not for understanding. That's for fucking jail time. Like that, you know what I mean? But I'm talking like in general, most situations, like they disagree with each other and someone's being an asshole and someone's mad about it. Like, I don't know. I think as a society, we got to get back a little more to just being like, hey, the world doesn't revolve around me. Like, I'll figure this shit out. Like, it's fine. As long as they didn't assault my family or assault me or fucking harm me or cause me any violence or threaten violence, it's fine. They're just being dumb. They're an idiot. Because at the end of the day, if you really think they're an idiot, why do you even care? Like, the funniest thing about canceling people is, why would you cancel someone if you really think they're an idiot? You know what I mean? It's like picking on a kid, chat. Like, I'll give you an example. If a kid came into my stream and started picking on me and was shitting on me, but I knew they were a kid, I'm not gonna get mad because it's a fucking kid, bro. Like, I'm not gonna get mad at a kid. You know what I mean? Like, if a kid was like, you suck, I hate your streams, and I knew it was just some like 12-year-old, I'd be like, whatever, man, it's just a kid. I would be like, hey man, you should, like, hey, try and grow up. I would try and teach a lesson, but it's a fucking kid. Like, who cares? It's the same thing. Like, if someone's a huge asshole to you and won't listen, they're just being a complete asshole, and they're like, I'm not gonna call you this, I'm not gonna call you that. Like, who cares? Just forget about them. Why would you cancel them? Why even waste your time on them? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, just forget about it, you know? Neo-pronouns are used by people with autism and people with ADHD primarily. What are neo-pronouns? Able is someone who's hateful against disabled people. Transphobic. Oh yeah, I know transphobic. Oh, I think you were talking to someone else in chat, right, Matcha? By the way, Bonkers, I know you were there, man. Sorry I didn't say hi. We were on a rant, man. So I had to, you know, I kind of had to finish it off, but great to see you, dude. Oh, you're talking to Bonkers. Thanks, by the way, Matcha. I appreciate, this is a great talk, by the way. I love being able to just like casually talk about things like this, right? Because, you know, honestly, I have my own faults too, man. I might be wrong about some of this stuff, and that's why I think having discussions like this, you know, now I can read more of your guys' messages, help too. But I think end of the day, I think if people were just more calm and just would, you know, would just chill about things, it would just be so much easier. Yo, Frank, I'm sorry, bro. I missed like the last 4 streams. Hey, no problem, Valley. Good to see you, man. How you been, bro? Yo, Frank, you little bitch. Mask, get mad at me. I'm 15. Kidding. Yeah, if you weren't 15, you'd be banned. I'm just kidding. Yeah, how you doing, though, Valley? Great to have you, man. Where is this quest? Slay an angler and collect its carcass. Map? Oh, is it in Ulda? Oh, I'm supposed to go over into the worm area. I see. Zim, fit pronouns derived from animals or items. Those are neo-pronouns. It's a lesson taught by schools. Sometimes you just need to walk away from the conflict sometimes. Well, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like you don't barter with crazy people. Like let me put it this way, man. If I was getting into an argument with someone, I could get really heated, right? But if the person literally just started shouting fucking crazy shit like, I'll fucking kill you, or like, oh my God, you're like, just started casting an incantation on me, I would stop. I would stop being mad, man, because it would be like, oh, like this person's just an asshole, or this person's actually like crazy. Like, I'm not, like, I can't get mad at this, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, you can get mad at things, but I think when people are just being ridiculous, just get on your nerves, it's like, then they just win, right? I just think a lot of these cases of canceling, it's almost like the person getting canceled won because they got the person canceling them so mad they got canceled, and then they won't even get canceled in the end, right? Unless they like assaulted someone, in which case they should be canceled. But like in other cases, it's like, well, that did nothing. You know what I mean? Like if people are just mad about a pronoun thing, for example, you could just keep trolling and move on, and you probably get a fan base of people that like that shit anyways, right? So it's like by giving in to someone like that, you actually make it worse for yourself. And honestly, both sides, man. Both sides just got to understand each other better. You know, human beings, the biggest problem we have, man, is... Like, I'll give you an example. So I lean conservative, right? I mean, if you guys can't tell. But I didn't really like Trump. And I like some of the policies because I lean conservative, just to be completely honest. But, dude, I had such a problem with Trump because he just would, like, he would not back... He wouldn't look at the other side, man. Because even though I'm conservative, dude, I think so many values and people on the left side are so smart and so, like, have such good ideas that I really agree with, too. And it's just about being able to, like, see both sides. Like, you can have opinions, and I think it's good to be, you know, strong-willed in your opinions. I'm not, like, if I have an opinion, I'm not going to back down, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to hear out the other side, too, right? And that was the only, like, that was the main problem I had with Trump, man. He just didn't, like, he just wouldn't go together on the sides. And, dude, honestly, I'm going to be real. I agreed with a lot of the policies, not all of them. But there were a lot of things policy-wise, you know, like, just off the top of my head, like the China, like, you know, kind of how he's, like, you know, trade agreements with China and things. I agreed with things, but it's just, but I think first and foremost, as a leader, man, you know what we're missing nowadays, chat? We're missing leaders. We're missing people that will stand up and fucking be humble enough to say, you know what? Like, I don't know everything. I can learn from you guys. I'm not the end-all be-all. I'm not a god. I'm not better than all of you here. I just think differently, and we can come together and we can solve this together, right? We just don't have enough leaders nowadays that are willing to actually like put in the effort and work that's required to, I guess, solve things like that, right? Place a carcass in Welmick worm territory. Oh, we have to go to another territory, boys. I think it's further down here. Yeah. Neither Caesars or pronouns are good to joke about. You're fiscally conservative, right? And socially liberal. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, the older I've gotten, maybe I've been more conservative, even socially. But I'm pretty socially like liberal. Like for example, like I don't give a fuck if people have pronouns. You know what I mean? I've like gay marriage, cool, go for it. I don't care. That's cool. I vibe with that. That's dope. You know what I mean? Like, so I guess, yeah, you could say I'm socially liberal in that sense. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? I think everyone, all different colors, everything should be equal and everything, obviously. I know it's kind of just a given. I don't really know many people that don't think that, even though the news would make it seem like that's not the case. But but yeah, no, definitely economically very conservative. But I'll give you an example. Like abortion, I actually am more pro-life. I know these are things that are like crazy to say on Twitch, but honestly, like, because I don't think it's like a big thing. I mean, because I see both sides. I used to be pro-choice. I was very, very pro-choice probably like 2 years ago. Now I'm more pro-life, right? But I totally see both sides. Like, people that are pro-life, I get it. Like, yeah, whatever. I mean, like I said, I was too. But I guess as I've gotten older, even some of my social values are more conservative. But I guess that's really the only one. Everything else is pretty much socially liberal. I'm the next generation leader. There will always be bad. There will never be all good in the world. Oh, 100%. I just think we're like in a place where I think there could be a lot more good, man. You know, and I think people are just selling themselves short on you know, like other people's capacity to love, man. You know, you got to keep in mind, dude, all these people you're mad at and all these people that are getting canceled, you got to keep in mind, man, they're humans just like all of us, man. They have feelings. And if you genuinely talk to these people and got to know them, I bet you, dude, I bet you would both like learn to actually kind of love each other, you know? And we need leaders to step up and be the first to do it, man. We need leaders that are going to be humble and let the other side get the win, dude, get the gotcha moment, but then in the end come out on top because you brought everyone together, right? It's not about saving face, man. It's about bringing people together, I guess. All right, boys. Dude, we are fucking these worms up, baby. Let's go.